welcome to Trending Tonight. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. Let's take a look at the two stories that we are tracking. Story number one, from defiance to resignation, and this has happened in Maharashtra. The Home Minister, after much defiance, has resigned on moral grounds. He wrote a letter in which he said that on moral grounds, I want to resign. But then he's also moving the Supreme Court, basically saying that the CBI inquiry should not happen. It should stop. So is morality the only reason? What is the real reason? We put that to a debate. And also on the show, the big battle for the states tomorrow. It's a big contest down south, apart from the contest, the next phase of the many phases in West Bengal and the last phase in the Assam Assembly election. So we'll explain with the help of graphics of what to expect tomorrow. Let's quickly shift focus to our story number one on Maharashtra, of this big decision that has been taken by Anil Deshmukh, perhaps at the behest of his party as well as the Chief Minister. What does this mean for the NCP? So you've got Maharashtra Home Minister who has quit. For the NCP Chief Sharad Pawar, who openly defended Anil Deshmukh, this could perhaps be seen as a mild embarrassment, right? Because he initially defended and now for a situation where he has to resign. But is NCP not happy with Anil Deshmukh's resignation? And why do we come to this assessment? Because minutes after calling it, in fact hours after calling it a question on morality, the ex-Home Minister is going to move top court against the CBI probe. So what exactly is the question on morality here? So are they happy or are they not, or is this under compulsion that they've taken this decision? Next, let's talk about what's at stake for Shiv Sena, or what it means for the Shiv Sena. Remember the Sena mouthpiece, Samna. They had called Anil Deshmukh himself an accidental Home Minister. Very, very strong words. He was an accidental Home Minister according to the Shiv Sena. Now, his resignation perhaps could be good news, because a CBI FIR against a sitting Home Minister would have been embarrassing for Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray. So now if there is an FIR, it will be against an ex-Home Minister, perhaps less embarrassing for the government. And what does this mean for the Bharatiya Janata Party? Well, there is a direct attack now. The road is cleared for a direct attack on Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray. First they started with Waze, then they went to Param Singh, then Anil Deshmukh, and now they've reached the Chief Minister. The BJP is now asking a question: why is the Chief Minister silent? The BJP is also saying, where is Uddhav Thackeray's morality? Because there was a question on morality. Ravi Shankar Prasad held a press conference, and then Ravi Shankar Prasad also says, who was Anil Deshmukh collecting the money for? See, what the BJP is trying to do is that inch by inch, slowly, they're moving up the ladder, saying that Mr. Waze was, of course, a pawn, according to them. Then Param Singh was also a smaller player, according to them. Anil Deshmukh also now, according to the BJP, a smaller player. They're asking for who was this money being collected for. Let's put this to a debate on what this means eventually for politics and also for the alliance and also for the BJP. Clyde Trasto, spokesperson of the NCP, Sanjay Gupta, spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, PKD Nambiar, political analyst, supports the BJP, PK Jain, former Mumbai Police Commissioner, and Sabha Naqvi, author as well as senior journalist. Thank you very much to all of you all. Mr. Clyde Trasto, let me begin with you first. First saying that, first brazening it out, and then later talking about morality, and then come evening challenging this decision or deciding to challenge it in the Supreme Court. Can the NCP clarify its position on Anil Deshmukh?
Well, Sanket, if I tell you that we still support Anil Deshmukh ji and we'll still support him, you're going to say that I'm still brazening it out. The fact of the matter is, we supported him then, we're supporting him now, and we'll support him further also. The fact is, one police commissioner or ex-police commissioner, after he's transferred, decides to write a letter. He is now the chief of the Home Guards. He could have written the letter when he was a Mumbai commissioner also. Why did he not do that? Just after he was transferred, decides to write a letter. Then, if you look at the things that panned out, Fadnavis writes about something, Param Singh writes something similar. Then, the petition by Ms. Patil in the High Court also is on similar line. In fact, the High Court pulled her up saying that you like a copy-paste petition that you made. You've copied parts of the Supreme Court order. You've copied parts of what Param Singh has written in his letter. If you look at everything very clearly, is that you raise question about morality, you raise question about defending. I mean, if the court has given a directive, and it's like sort of something that comes from a judicial body, you have to respect it. You can't say I'm going to go against. So the morality comes there. And when somebody goes to the Supreme Court, that's his fundamental right. So he's going to the Supreme Court because that's what his right is. Now, Parambir Singh went directly to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court told him, go back to the High Court. All that was okay. When we go to the Supreme Court, it's like, why we are going to the Supreme Court? Then why is the BJP worried? What is the BJP worried about? They are worried because the Supreme Court sent them back to the High Court. Here, the Supreme Court may take some good decisions. That's what is worrying them. So we are doing what we have the right to do, and we want to bring everything out in the open.
It is, constitutionally, the NCP as well as Mr. Anil Deshmukh have the right to move court, and they've exercised their right. Mr. PKD Nambiar, would you like to respond? Clyde says, what is your problem if a constitutional right is being exercised?
I don't think any problem as far as he's going for a Supreme Court or wherever it may be. The problem today is primarily that it's an unprecedented situation which has never ever happened in this country before. It is not the BJP who was putting a complaint against Anil Deshmukh. It was his own subordinate who was working under him putting the complaint. Now we have a chief minister. Why, first and foremost, why Parambir Singh had to go to the court? Because the chief minister did not hear him. The chief minister did not hear him. The chief minister did not even respond to his letter. So when he was not getting the kind of response from the chief minister, he went to the court. And today the court is asking the CBI preliminary inquiry. So where is the BJP coming into the picture? And what I'm expecting from an opposition party, when an opposition party's job is to protest all the wrongdoing by a government. See, one thing is very clear. It is a government which is come into power it's an unholy alliance which is now getting it clear to everybody. It is for a purpose of minting money, the public money. That is the only purpose of creating this particular government. I think Uddhav Thackeray has always been known as a weak chief minister, unlike any supremo of a Shiv Sena should be. And today we all now realize that the de facto chief minister of Maharashtra is none other than
your assessment, Mr. PKD Nambiar, your assessment will fall flat on its face because you're saying Sharad Pawar is the head. He's the de facto head, the secret power, the man behind the steering wheel. Then why would he agree to his home minister resigning? He would have said, carry on.
Why was he supporting Sanket?
So then, by that logic, he should have supported even now, no?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, can I come in here, Sanket?
Very quickly.
Sanket, very quickly.
Just now said on your channel just 2 minutes ago, the NCP stands by Anil Deshmukh. Now tell me, where is the morality comes in after a month? He is resigning for a position which everybody was asking for him to resign.
Sure.
Sanket, quickly.
Clyde, very quickly, and then other panelists.
Very quickly, but allow me to finish. First of all, I find it very strange that, every BJP spokesman is like a fly on the wall. So I'm trying to figure this out. They're always there and listening to what is happening. So like the fly on the wall feel is happening here. The second here is morality you're talking about. If someone like a BJP starts making allegations and you think everybody should start resigning left, right and center just because the BJP is making allegations, here is the court. Judiciary is supreme. The judiciary has said something on that morality. See, I wasn't talking when you were talking. Mr. Political Analyst, I was...
Okay, I have to come back. I'll have to circle back to you. One moment. There are other panelists also who have not spoken.
I was not allowed to finish, Sanket. I was not allowed to finish. This man is interjecting.
Mr. Nambiar, please.
Can I just finish?
Please, order, Mr. Nambiar. One moment.
I am sorry, then that means there is no government.
Clyde Shrestha as well as Mr. Nambiar. I'm going to circle back to you in just one moment. Sanjay Gupta, let me come to you now. Sanjay Gupta, आप मुझको ये बताइए कि मुख्यमंत्री अपने आप को इस पूरे मामले में कहाँ पाते हैं, क्या बोलते हैं? हमने कोई बयान उनसे नहीं सुना है, हमने कोई बात नहीं सुनी. सामना में बस आर्टिकल आता है जिसमें आप कहते हैं कि वो एक्सीडेंटल होम मिनिस्टर थे. आज की डेट में उन्होंने इस्तीफा दे दिया है नैतिकता के आधार पर. आप अपने आप को, आपकी पार्टी अपने आप को कहां पाती है इस सब में? और कांग्रेस पर तो मैं जा ही नहीं रहा, which is like a mute force amid all of this.
देखिए संकेत जी, ये जो सारा मामला है, इस विषय में मैं आपको ये बताना चाहूंगा कि इसमें बोलने वाली कोई बात ही नहीं है, क्योंकि जो 4 परमवीर सिंह ने अपनी चिट्ठी में लगाया है, कानून की दृष्टि में उसकी वैल्यू नल एंड वॉइड है, क्योंकि करप्शन के चार्जेस के अंदर, ठीक है, चर्चा का विषय हो सकता है। एक कमिश्नर ने आरोप लगाया तो
इस्तीफा क्यों दिया? Then what was the need to resign?
ये अब मेरे को आने दीजिए अपनी बात पर, मैं अपनी इस बात को भी कहूंगा कि इस्तीफा क्यों दिया। देखिए, करप्शन के चार्जेस में डिमांड, एक्सेप्टेंस, ट्रांजैक्शन, रिकवरी, ये चारों चीजें चाहिए होती हैं। सिर्फ चिट्ठी लिख देने से कोई भी शख्स हो, चाहे वो IAS ऑफिसर हो, चाहे वो नहीं हो, इससे कोई वो सत्यापित नहीं हो जाता है। इस पर अपना कोई बयान देना चीफ मिनिस्टर का बनता ही नहीं है, इसलिए वो क्या बयान दे इस पर। इस्तीफा देने की बात यह है कि हमारे देश का संघीय ढांचा है, संघीय ढांचे के अंदर अगर अदालत ने उसमें सीबीआई इंक्वायरी के आदेश दिए हैं, तो इस बात का सम्मान करते हुए कि होम मिनिस्टर रहते हुए सीबीआई के पास जाएं, तो वो एक ओवर पोजीशन सी रहती, इसलिए अपने विवेक के आधार पर उन्होंने अपना इस्तीफा दे दिया। आप अगर इस्तीफा दे दिया तो आप तो बीजेपी उस पर हंगामा मचा रही है। आप मुझे बताइए कि दीप सिद्धू ने लाल किले पे झंडा फहरा दिया, किसने इस्तीफा दिया? क्या वो चूक नहीं थी? मतलब ये तो नैतिकता के आधार पर कोई इस्तीफा देते ही नहीं। अगर किसी ने इस्तीफा दे दिया है तो भी ओल्ला है, नहीं दिया था तो भी ओल्ला था।
नहीं, मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा। आई थिंक it is more than what meets the eye. Sabha Naqvi, very quickly, I want to come to you now. It's very clear that these easy explanations of morality cannot be it. It's not possible. Politics does not work like this.
So I agree. This is a case that involves, first of all, a false flag operation ostensibly by the police. You have very, very corrupt suspect officers, apparently, from Mr. Vaze, and even the actions of the of Param Singh. I mean, they seem to be very conveniently timed. But I'll say one thing, as a political analyst, if this is all about politics, if it's about bringing down a particular government in the state of Maharashtra, which is really like something which the BJP would really like to achieve, none of the, if the allies are holding together, all of this will just be part of the noise and thunder and fury that we keep witnessing. If you, I mean, just in June last year, which is almost coming up to, upon us, we had so much drama over Mumbai police being discredited because of some actor's suicide. And then the CBI did a roundabout and found nothing over there. So Maharashtra has been in the sights, whatever's happening, but this is a very, very filthy case. There is somebody who is dead. There was a man who was killed also. We forget that.
Correct.
We are just talking about the politics and the officers, and the BJP wants this and the Shiv Sena. We don't know. There has been rumors about Mr. Pawar, but there was somebody who died.
Correct.
And the gentleman, the so-called encounter cop called Mr. Vaze, has a very suspicious career also.
But you know, Sabha, I think what the Bombay High Court has ordered right now is specifically on the allegations of Param Singh. It's got nothing to do with all the other cases.
Right.
Be that as it may, even these are very serious allegations. And for the court to feel the need to go ahead and order a CBI preliminary inquiry is also something. Don't you think, Mr. Crasto, that this is also a commentary? The court felt the need.
So, well, respect it. Whatever the court felt, we have to respect it. That's what I'm saying. See, Sanket, I'll just tell you quickly, okay? Please allow me to finish because I don't like being interjected, nor do I interject. My point here is, BJP can say what they want to say, but you and I have had 2 debates, and one-on-one was the last time that we had. I told you very clearly, you know, the BJP can keep asking for resignation, but I told you, since it's now a matter which is sub judice, whatever the court decides, once the court's decision comes in, we will follow what we have to do. And today, when the court has said that, you know, they've asked for a preliminary investigation by the CBI, the morality says that you need to step down because you cannot be in office. Because earlier, why are they not resigning? Why are you not resigning? But now when the person has resigned because the court has said it, what's the harm in that? And we are ready to face whatever comes out of it. We are not running away. We are accepting what the High Court has said. We are going to the Supreme Court. We'll accept what the Supreme Court is saying. We are doing everything that has to be done. So what is the problem? I mean, I don't see anybody...
I'll tell you how politically this can also be read. You are reading,
Sorry?
of course, your reading is what is convenient to you, but there is another way of reading this, that first you try to defend Mr. Deshmukh, and then you eventually realize that you cannot defend, because the charges are very serious. I remember those press conferences of Sharad Pawar. He was countered aggressively with counterfacts.
No, so what are the counterfacts? Tell me.
That he was holding a press conference.
So
that
we gave up
his name was there in a chartered flight.
No, so I told you why he came to Mumbai on medical advice. You asked me those questions. I'll give you the same answers. You can connect it to the video I had played earlier where I did it. That's the whole point. He did take a chartered flight. He did not take a press conference.
And then the larger point of politically it becomes embarrassing if you have a home minister with such serious allegations. There is something missing over here, which is very, very clear. It cannot be morality. It cannot be morality. PK Jain very quickly, he hasn't spoken. Mr. Jain.
क्वेश्चन पूछे, मैं PK जैन जी से मैं क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूँ आपके मार्फत।
पहले जैन साहब बोल रहे हैं। हाँ, yes, Mr. Jain.
मतलब जैन साहब उस बात को भी कह रहे हैं।
See, there are two things. There's nothing much has changed between the government of Maharashtra appointing an inquiry commission and the inquiry ordered by the Honorable High Court today. Both are inquiries. In fact, the question of morality, as you have very rightly raised, is a home minister who was a subject matter of inquiry and also the judge. Anybody who knows the procedure knows that this inquiry committee's report would have gone to the Home Department, got processed through the same home minister, and then would have gone probably to the chief minister. So you are sitting in judgment over your own inquiry, number one. Number two, all the witnesses in this inquiry are either serving police officers or police officers in jail or minister's personal staff. Tell me, who would have the courage to come out and give a statement against the sitting home minister, who is their boss, who can transfer the commissioner of police with the stroke of a pen?
Sure.
You expect anybody else serving under him to give a statement against him?
Correct.
Now, today, what has changed today between the earlier inquiry order and the inquiry order today? If the honorable minister or the party was holding its head high, then there was no need even for resigning today. I mean, so it's a question. There's no morality involved. It's a question of now pressure building up. It's a question of the reputation of the society, government, party, everybody building up on the individual concern. That is how this all has taken place. So my only contention earlier and my contention today is that a fair inquiry could have been held in case Mr. Deshmukh would not have continued at this place, which is the position today. Now we can at least expect some kind of an inquiry to take place.
Correct. And we'll know soon, because there is a time frame. We'll know in 15 days, because that preliminary inquiry will be conducted. I've run out of time. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. We quickly have to move to story number 2, which is the big election tomorrow. This is a battle for the states, a big contest. Let's go and look at each of these states where a contest is going to take place. We'll begin with Tamil Nadu, down south. 234 seats are going to polls, single phase election, not like West Bengal, 8 phases, just one phase, 234 seats. What is at stake? Well, these are the following questions. Why Stalin hopes this time he will make it? Remember, there is no Jayalalitha factor. Her party is there, but that personality is not there. She broke that cyclical chain in Tamil Nadu last time around in 2016, but she's not there. There is also 10 years of anti-incumbency, and particularly the last 3-4 years of EPS-OPS rule, which Mr. Stalin hopes to bank on. Infighting in the AIA-DMK over leadership is something which he is seeing as perhaps a possible entry point. Splitting of AIA-DMK vote to AMMK is also a possible point that he is looking at to make an inroad. BJP as an ally, the DMK feels could be a liability for the ADMK, which is why a bulk of their attack is against the BJP and not particularly the AIA-DMK. Desertion of key ally and Vijay Kant's DMDK. They look at all these things as the big reason. Factors in favor of the ADMK, EPS is effectively managed to stay the chief minister. They look at this as a major factor, that those key schemes were working on the ground and he enjoys a largely clean image. EPS asserted leadership, kept OPS as deputy and not as a rebel. So he was able to, something in his favor that he was able to do this. EPS also kept Sasikala at bay, which is also being seen as something in his favor. No negative wave against the EPS leadership, but largely against the AIA-DMK and their alliance. Questions are being raised. EPS's attack on DMK over alleged dynas politics. This also within the AIA-DMK is being seen as a big region. Now, who are the key candidates in Tamil Nadu? You've got EPS from Edapadi in Salem. OPS is also there in the fray. MK Stalin from Kolathur. TTV Dinakaran from Kovilapatti. Kamala Hassan from Coimbatore South, and Udaynidhi Stalin from Chepauk. So these are the key contestants. Let's talk about Puducherry, where there is a high stakes battle. 30 seats are going to polls in a single phase. In these 30 seats also, this time around, the BJP is banking heavily on the Congress rebels, and the Congress is fighting a very, very strong anti-incumbency. The BJP is in the fray this time around. They feel that they will be able to sail through. Those contestants on your screen right now. You've got Mr. N. Rangaswamy of the AINRC. You've got Armugam Namasivam from the BJP and V. Narayanasamy from the Congress party. Let's now tell you about Kerala, the big contest in Kerala, 140 seats which are going to polls in Kerala. The big heavyweights, of course, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, he's the CPM candidate, also the Chief Minister, longest serving Secretary of Kerala State Committee of the CPM, being seen as a strong contender who would be able to tip anti-incumbency and continue to stay in power. The other heavyweights, Ramesh Chennitala, who's a Congress candidate, he's also in the fray. Uman Chandy, Congress candidate, ex-Chief Minister of Kerala, in the fray. E. Sridharan, the Metro man, is going to contest this time around from a BJP ticket. He's also in the fray. Remember, he's been awarded Padma Shri in 2001, Padma Bhushan in 2008, known as the Metro man. KK Shailaja, the Health Minister of Kerala, also in the fray. She's the Minister of Health and Social Justice. Let's now shift focus to Assam very quickly. We're giving you a roundup of all the states. The third and the last crucial phase, and this is the South Assam phase, where you've got the chances of the Congress and the Ajmal factor will be at play over here. These are the contestants. Himanta Biswa Sarma, who's a cabinet minister and also an ex-Congress leader. He's in the fray this time around. You also have Kamal Kant Kalita. He is the AGP, Assam Gana Parishad General Secretary, two-time Health and Family Welfare Minister. He's in the fray. Pani Bhushan Chaudhary of the AGP in the fray, and Aminul Islam of the AIUDF, also the party General Secretary, who are the key contestants. As we told you, that this is a very crucial phase because this phase is going to decide whether the Congress will make it or the BJP will make it to power. And last but not the least, the third of the 8 phases in Bengal are going to polls, 31 seats out of 294, where the key contestants this time around are going to be Bengali actor as well as model Tanushri Chatterjee from Shampur. She is a BJP candidate. You also have Swapan Dasgupta, ex-Rajya Sabha MP, a Padma Bhushan awardee from Tarkeshwar. He is a BJP candidate. You have Devatanu Bhattacharya, who's from the BJP. He is going to be a key contestant this time around. Kanti Ganguly of the CPM, veteran left leader, and Ashima Patra, Minister for Technical Education, is also going to be a contestant. So this is an election roundup on what to expect tomorrow, the big battle for the states contest that is going to take place. All right, we're stopping for a short break at this moment. News continues on the other side. Stay tuned.